Welcome back, MG fam, to the Masters franchise here on NBA 2K11. And you can see, man, after the conclusion of season 2, LeBron James is the MVP once again after averaging 28 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal. This right here marks LeBron's 4th MVP, and that is 4 in a row. So the Rookie of the Year award goes to Demond Childress, who had a great rookie campaign, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and he has his team in the playoffs. And the 6th Man of the Year award goes to Raymond Felton, who ended up getting traded from the Knicks, where he started, to the Nuggets. So I'm not sure if that counts as 6th Man of the Year, even though he's coming off the bench there in Denver. He averaged 15 points a game and 5 assists. And the Defensive Player of the Year award goes to Dwight Howard, who always seems to win this award. And the Most Improved Player goes to G. I don't know how to say his last name. He averaged 10 points and 8 rebounds. Pretty good season for him. And he shot 44% from the floor and 34% from deep. Last year, he only averaged 3 points per game, so you can see a 7-point increase from this guy. I wonder if his role will increase with this squad, or they're going to continue to have him come off the bench. And the Coach of the Year goes to the Pacers head coach, Jim O'Brien. After spending all that money in the offseason, his team was able to finish number 2 behind the Miami Heat, and they're going to look to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. So now we're going to check out the All-NBA teams, and the first team consists of Kobe, Derrick Rose, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Dwight Howard. The second team has D Wade, Stephen Curry, Dirk Nowitzki, Mark Stoudemire, and Chris Kaman. And the third team has CP3, Deron Williams, Carmelo Anthony, Tim Duncan, and Brook Lopez. And the first all-defensive team has Kobe, D Wade, Josh Smith, Kevin Durant, and Dwight Howard. The second all-defensive team has CP3, Manu Ginobili, LeBron, Tim Duncan, and Brook Lopez. And last but not least, you got the all-rookie teams. And Demond Childress, the Rookie of the Year, is on this squad. Lazaro Garcia, Lauren Wells, Fred Cannon, and Rolando Washington. The all-rookie second team has Wayne Stewart from our squad, Randy Rowley from the Spurs, Douglas Little, Hassan Williams, and Sergey Titov. Now is the time that everybody been waiting on, the playoffs, man. The playoffs. The tree has been set, and you can see on the west side, you got the OKC Thunder facing the Houston Rockets. You got the San Antonio Spurs facing the Lakers. The Dallas Mavericks will face the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Golden State Warriors will face the Memphis Grizzlies. And on the east, you got the Heat facing the New York Knicks, Boston facing Chicago, New Orleans facing Atlanta, and Indiana facing the New Jersey Nets. And after simulating that first round, you got the OKC Thunder advancing to face the Lakers, and then the Golden State Warriors advance to face the Dallas Mavericks. And the Miami Heat ended up moving on to the second round, and they'll face the Boston Celtics, and the Atlanta Hawks will face New Jersey, which means the Pacers lost in the first round, man. And after simulating the second round, the Western Conference Finals has the Golden State Warriors facing Kobe Bryant and the Lakers, and the Miami Heat will face the Atlanta Hawks. And after simulating the Eastern Conference Finals, you have the Golden State Warriors facing the Miami Heat. Man, Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson are ahead of schedule, and they ended up making it to the 2012 NBA Finals, and they faced LeBron, where they lost game 1, game 2, ended up winning game 3, ended up winning game 4, they lost game 5, and they lost game 6. So that means the Miami Heat won another NBA championship. That's 2 in a row for the squad, and the MVP is LeBron James, bro. LeBron going crazy. Somebody got to slow this guy down. They got to break him and D Wade up. So now we're going to move on to the offseason, where we've seen a lot of retirements, man. First up, you got Rafer Alston leaving, Foster leaving, Ray Allen leaving, Starberry rolling out, Jason Kidd, he's out of here, and Brad Miller says goodbye McDyess left, and Ben Wallace. So a lot of notable players will leave the NBA, and it's time for a new regime to kick in. And one of the greatest coaches in NBA history is retiring as well. You got Phil Jackson rolling out after 22 years, and we all know that he's a Hall of Famer. And speaking of the Hall of Fame, you ended up having Ray Allen inducted into the 2012 Hall of Fame, and Jason Kidd as well. So now we're moving on to the rest of the offseason. We're checking out our current staff, and we ended up getting rid of our head coach, Chip Spud. You can see his overall grades are not good, and we're going to replace him with Martin Gatlin. He's not a great offensive coach, but he will help us out on the defensive end. We also ended up firing our trainer because we need someone that can help our players rehabilitate quicker and stay healthier. So we ended up signing Art Harsley. He will come in, and you guys can check out our coaching staff as of now. We have Martin Gatlin as our head coach, and you can see we got John Custer, who was coaching the Detroit Pistons last year, as our assistant. And we also have Rod Garnett as our NBA scout, Keith Brown as one of our prospect scouts, Lonnie Fleming, and Rex Woolrich. And last but not least, our trainer, Art Harsley. And now we're going to move on to the player options. Let's see what we got here. So we got Wayne Newton here. I don't think we're going to sign him. We're going to go ahead and decline his option. Michael Redd, we will accept his option. And we will accept Kenneth Godfrey option as well. So after the player option stage, we're moving on to see who will be a free agent this year. So Chris Paul ended up being the only notable player to decline his player option, and we will see where he will land this offseason. But now we're going to shift our focus to the draft lottery, where we have a 25% chance at snagging the #1 draft pick. So behind us, you have the Philadelphia 76ers, the Detroit Pistons, and the Sacramento Kings. But like you guys know, here in the NBA, you might have the best odds, but it doesn't guarantee the top pick. All right, so you got Orlando at 14, Minnesota at 13, Denver at 12, Cleveland at 11, Utah at 10, Phoenix at 9, Washington at 8, Milwaukee at 7, Toronto at 6, 5 is Detroit, 4 is Philadelphia, 3 is Sacramento, and you can see they gave us the #2 pick behind the Clippers, man. How did the Clippers ended up going that high? The Clippers had the lowest odds. My goodness, man, that might be a good thing or a bad thing, but we don't know yet, man. So we're going to slide on to a few more transactions, some hiring and firings. Brad Sherman ended up losing his job for the Raptors, and they ended up bringing in Sylvester Kent. The Hornets hired the head coach Ray Skinner. I don't know where their head coach went. I guess he just slid out of there. The Bulls got a new coach as well, Tyler Franklin, and the Celtics ended up letting Doc Rivers go, and they brought in Stan Van Gundy. And the Grizzlies got Scott Brooks over there. The Hawks ended up taking Tom Thibodeau, and then Doc Rivers slid over to Miami. Would you believe that the Celtics head coach would leave Boston for Miami? And the Jazz hired their new head coach Blake Mullins, and the Canes got a new head coach in Aaron Smith. The Lakers got a new coach after Phil Jackson left in Noel Clancy, and Eric Spoelstra heads to Orlando after winning back-to-back titles with the Heat, and the Nets ended up hiring head coach Alvin Gentry, and the Nuggets got Terry Marion, and the Pistons got Paul Westphal. This guy has been moving around a lot in the last 2 seasons, and the Raptors, as we know, got Brad Sherman, and the Rockets, they got Lionel Hollins. The Suns ended up hiring Monty Williams. The Thunder ended up getting Jay Triano. I seen his name somewhere else as well. And the Timberwolves ended up hiring Josh Hayward as their head coach, and the Wizards got Jawan Clayton. Oh my goodness, can anyone sit still? I don't know, but we're gonna slide on to the draft here, man. Ready to get it going for you guys. The draft is being held in New York, and first on the clock, you got the Clippers with the top pick. Let's see where they go, man. We need our guy Elmo Newman this year, and the Clippers are offering us the first pick and Ryan Gomes for Wayne Stewart and our 2nd round pick. We're not going to entertain that. I'm not sure why they want to swap that out for us. We're going to try to keep Wayne Stewart with Elmo Newman. So we're going to decline this one, and let's see who they select. And they ended up selecting our guy Elmo. We should have took the trade, man. We should have took the trade. Elmo is an 81 overall. That's our guy, man. That's the dude we want to build our franchise around. So what we got to do now is trade for him. So we're going to give up Wayne Stewart and our pick. We should have just went ahead and did it earlier. But they're gonna offer us Lauren Wells as well. He was like a top 10 pick last year. We'll swap it out, man. If it's still in the route, we'll swap it out, man. Bring it on over here. We'll take it. We'll accept that offer. I think this trade right here will be monumental for our squad. So we ended up getting our guy, and the Clippers ended up selecting Jalen Fox with that pick. And the Kings selected Bokeem Parks with the 3rd pick. And the 76ers took Willis Pierce with the 4th pick. And Derek Christie went to the Pistons with the 5th pick. And Harry Jenkins heads to Toronto with the 6th pick. And the Celtics want the Bucks 7th pick and Clifton Collins, and they're going to give up Avery Bradley. And you can see we're on the board again, man, looking to make another trade because we got 2 more guys that we want to snag. And we ended up offering the Suns Antoine Wright and Leroy Humphreys for their 2nd round pick. And back to the draft, you can see Justin Battle went to the Celtics with the 7th pick. And McMillan went to the Wizards, the big center, with the 8th pick. And Graves head to Phoenix with the 9th pick, and Skinner goes to the Jazz with the 10th pick. And another trade on the board, you got the Cavaliers and the Hornets discussing one. So they ended up executing that trade, and the Hornets will take Chris O'Brien, the point guard from California. And the next pick goes to the Nuggets. They took Lambert. The Timberwolves will select Leo Jacobson, the point guard from Wyoming, with the 13th pick. And the Magic took Carlos Chavez from Kansas State with the 14th pick. So we ended up fast forwarding through the rest of the draft, where you guys can see Elmo Newman went number 1. He was an 81 overall. Jalen Fox goes to the Clippers. He's a 77. You got Bokeem Parks, Willis Pierce, and Derek Christie, who went to the Pistons. I think he was like a top 3 player, but they took him at 5th. And a lot of other great players were selected as well. So you guys can see all of our picks here. Our top guy, Elmo Newman, we're going to sign him to a 2+2 with the option of the team. And we got Elias Buckley, the guy that we wanted. We signed him to a 1+2 with the option of the team. And Ethan McPherson, another point guard from Texas Southern that we got, he's going to get a 1+2 as well. So an interesting trade happened during that draft that we didn't show you guys between the Thunder and the Suns, where Hedo Turkoglu ended up going to the Thunder for a 2nd round pick in that draft. And we also ended up signing Mehmet Okur, the former 6th man of the year from the Jazz, to a 1-year deal. And you got the 76ers signing Evan Turner to a 5-year deal. And the Pacers ended up signing Roy Hibbert again to a 4-year deal worth $63 million. And the Pacers ended up taking Jermaine O'Neal as well. So you got the Pacers over there still spending that money, man. They're loading this team up. They had a 1st round exit, and I think they're not happy with it. So the Cavaliers ended up signing Lamar Odom, which I think is a very interesting signing for 3 years, almost 10 M's. And the Hornets ended up getting their guy Chris Paul back for 5 years, $94 million. And the Bucks ended up bringing Allen Iverson to play with Carmelo Anthony, kind of like their days out there in Denver. Allen Iverson will be happy to reunite with his former teammate. And the Raptors ended up signing Kemba Walker to a 4-year deal. And the Trailblazers will get a veteran point guard in Steve Nash for 1 year. And the Cavaliers ended up signing Nicholas Batum to a 4-year deal. So the Cavaliers are spending money this year. They will be a team to watch. And the Bucks signed Andre Bloch to a 4-year deal. And the Thunder re-signed Russell Westbrook to a 4-year deal worth $66 million. And the Rockets signed Courtney Lee to a 4-year deal worth $21 million. And we signed Danny Green, who is a sharpshooter, to a 2-year deal worth only $2 million. And the Lakers are trying to replace Lamar Odom with Antoine Jamison. And the Trailblazers signed Rudy Fernandez to a 3-year deal worth $17 million. And the Cavaliers signed Jason Terry to a 3-year deal worth $6 million. And the Cavaliers also signed Nate Robinson. They will have a lot of guards on that roster. He is there for 3 years and $25 million. So after a interesting free agency period, we're going to check out our roster, man. Like you guys saw, we made a few moves, not too many. We kept most of our team together, and you can see Elmo Newman. He will be our best player this year, followed by Thaddeus Young, Lauren Wells, Tayshaun Prince, Kenneth Godfrey, and Patty Mills. We also ended up adding Ersan Ilyasova, man, to our squad, man. The stretch forward, the 6'10 kid. You know, his outside game is unstoppable. I love this guy play here on NBA 2K11. So we ended up signing him to a 1+1. And man, I think this team right here will make some noise this year. We're ready to make a playoff push, and you can see we're 73 overall, and our chemistry is on the up and up, baby. We got 35%. We're going to try to get that at least to 60 by the end of the year. Man, what a wonderful offseason, and I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Hit that like button, that notification bell, and subscribe to the channel, man. It's your boy McGruff, and we're out of here. One.